We're diving into one of the most compelling and richly textured movements in literary history, German Romanticism. Let us forget for a moment the conventional image of Romanticism as a group of melancholic, brooding, and merely moonlit poets. German Romanticism was something far deeper. It was philosophical, visionary, often mystical, and at times, even revolutionary. It emerged at the tail end of the 18th century, right in the wake of the Enlightenment. And that's key. Romanticism didn't just grow out of nowhere. It was, in many ways, a direct response to Enlightenment rationalism. While the Enlightenment prized logic, order, and empirical knowledge, the Romantics pushed back. They believed in emotion, in intuition, in the sublime power of nature, and perhaps most importantly, in the creative genius of the individual. Let us keep in mind a name, Novalis. The pen name of Friedrich von Hardenberg. A poet and philosopher, Novalis saw poetry as a means of accessing higher truths, truths that reason alone could never reach. In his work Hymns to the Night, you see this almost mystical yearning, this belief that the world is suffused with hidden meaning. He wasn't interested in simply describing reality, he wanted to transform it through the poetic imagination. Another central figure was E.T.A. Hoffmann, whose stories border on the Gothic and the fantastical. His characters often teeter on the edge of madness, and his tales blur the line between reality and dream. He gave us deeply psychological narratives long before Freud, exploring obsession, identity, and the uncanny. Hoffmann's work reminds us that the Romantics weren't afraid of the darker sides of the soul, they embraced them. And of course, we can't forget the Schlegel brothers, August Wilhelm and Friedrich, who weren't just writers but literary theorists. Friedrich Schlegel, in particular, championed the idea of progressive universal poetry, a kind of ever-evolving form that could fuse genres, styles, even contradictions. For him, Romanticism wasn't a style. It was a way of thinking, a way of being. What makes German Romanticism so unique is this fusion of art, philosophy, and spirituality. The poets weren't just crafting verses, they were asking, what is the self? What is truth? How do we find meaning in a fragmented world? These are not quaint questions, they're the very same ones we're still asking today. So, when we read German Romanticism, let's not just skim the surface. Let's pay attention to the underlying echoes, the metaphysical yearnings, the philosophical depth, the belief in the transformative power of art. It's not just literature. It's a worldview.